I'm on my way to meet a new client called Kathy, who has called me in to help with the problems she's experiencing with her German Shepherd dog, Jazz. Kathy is going away for a much needed holiday, and in that time I will be staying in the home and addressing Jazz's undesirable behaviour. Kathy has told me Jazz is constantly protecting the house and the garden, and she barks and lunges as soon as she sees other dogs, from inside the house and out on the walk. Kathy cannot handle her anymore and has no idea what to do. So Kathy, tell me about Jazz. What are the problems?
Oh, where do I start? Other dogs, she will cry, bark, lunge to get at them. She sees them out of the window, she'll have the curtains down. I've been dragged across the car park on my stomach.
How do you cope?
Well, a lot of people wouldn't agree with this. I don't know if I can say this. I use a pinch collar,
Right.
which I was given by the guy that used to train her.
What's she like in the garden? What does she do there?
We have to put her on lead now in the garden. If we let her loose, she'll run and she will come 3 foot off the floor, jumping at the fences, just jumping. Nothing there. We can't see anything.
Well, what's she like in the house with strangers?
Our neighbours won't come in anymore. We don't have our grandchildren, the smaller grandchildren.
It sounds serious. Has it become a real problem?
It's become that much a problem. If we can't get her out of it, then she's going to have to go.
It is clear the situation has got too much for everyone. Kathy has been given some really bad advice by the other dog trainer, but she isn't giving up on Jazz yet. I just hope whilst Kathy is on a holiday, I have enough time to communicate to Jazz that I'm capable enough to provide for all of her needs, so she doesn't have to. This is not done by force or control. This is done by being seen to step up to a leader role and taking care of each situation in which Jazz is concerned. But the first thing is first. I have to bond with Jazz so a positive attachment forms between us before attempting to address any issues. As we start to become acquainted, in order to fulfill Jazz's needs, the next job is to identify what areas she perceives as being potential dangers, so I can now take charge in these areas, which are the front window, the door, the garden, and outside on the walk. In order to make the problems more easily manageable, I make Jazz's world smaller through reducing the areas that she believes are necessary to protect. In doing this will allow Jazz to feel safe, and it gives her time and a comfortable space to get some much needed respite. I further manage the situation by slowly reintroducing her back to the other areas where she perceives the problems to be, but this time she will see me stepping up to the role of protector. To do this, each time she barks, I will thank her by saying "good girl" or "thank you" in a calm, confident tone. If Jazz carries on barking, because she still believes it is a problem, then I'll go and have a look at what she's barking at. My physiology of being calm will demonstrate that I'm okay with it. However, if Jazz feels it's necessary to carry on barking once I have looked, I will isolate her. This gives her time to calm down and reflect on what just happened. Each time I go out in the garden, I check out the dangers, so Jazz sees me taking care of the situation, so she doesn't have to. By communicating like this, I listen to her natural instincts and needs of safety, by being seen to be aware of each situation and taking care of it.
Thank you.
By saying thank you, I demonstrate that it is a good thing to alert me of dangers. By looking is a clear sign to say I'm here and I have no problem with it. And by isolating, I interrupt her old patterns of behaviour to teach her new ones. Over time, she will learn to look for my reaction and follow my lead in being calm. However, something tells me this is going to take some time. Good girl, Jazz. Thank you. The more lessons I put in, the quicker I can show Jazz that I will take care of her safety needs. Good girl, Jazz. Once Jazz starts to look at me for a reaction, this is giving her time to think and to assess my language regarding her safety needs. Once she calms and sees me taking care of each situation, this will give her confidence in my abilities as a leader. Good girl. Once she accepts that I provide for her safety needs inside the house and the garden, it will put me in a better position for her to trust my decisions outside, but there is still much work to do. The first day we venture outside, I have to prove myself worthy as a leader by avoiding any stress of threats Jazz may encounter in order to teach her new responses and skills. I begin by getting Jazz to watch and follow my moves. When I speed up, I need her to speed up. When I slow down, I need her to slow down. When I turn, I need her to turn. I have to get Jazz in the habit of looking at me in preparation so if danger does present itself, she is used to following me. Through Kathy's previous physiology of hanging on to Jazz, she was inadvertently taught to freeze and so barked to warn others away. So in order to teach Jazz a new response to perceived danger, I will exercise the safest defense response of flight by quickly going in the opposite direction. Over the days, I will keep repeating these experiences of flight so Jazz stops relating going out on walks with danger and instead gets many new lessons with me that she won't have to take charge, as I'll do it. Each time Jazz doesn't react, we are getting closer, and it is a tick for a positive experience. In the days that follow, I assess Jazz's state, and it's becoming calmer, so I decide not to turn away this time, but to take a step forward by seeing a dog and to keep on going in the same direction. Jazz has now learnt for the first time that we can walk past the dog, be it a long way away, and there will not be a problem. I need to reinforce this message many times so she really starts to understand the situation clearer. This will only happen with numerous positive experiences. As the experiences build over time, I start to get closer. As you can see from her face and body, she's still a little unsure and in a heightened state, but we are making progress. After the experiences yesterday, I feel Jazz is ready for another step forward in the right direction. So I arranged to meet a friend with a dog who I know won't scare Jazz. This will speed up the process, allowing me to put many lessons in one go in getting closer. As you can see, if Jazz pulls, I take her away to interrupt her state. I want to keep her focused on me and the treats so I can further desensitize her to dogs and change her experiences. I keep her focused until I can feel her completely relax on the lead, whilst trying to get closer step by step. Once Jazz is calm, this gives her time to assess the situation, that this dog is not a threat, and then finally, she meets a dog on lead with no problems. The next day we go out, I can feel her relax more on the lead, and I see the change in her physiology. I still stay at a safe distance because if any dogs frighten her, we could have a setback. So I keep casually walking past other dogs, letting her know that I am making the decisions. It is clear Jazz's state has calmed. After many positive experiences, the aggression has now turned into curiosity. I let her meet another dog, as I can tell she is ready, but I have to be careful not to let her physiology crowd another dog's space, as that could potentially cause a problem. Each dog's language needs assessing with an appropriate reaction. One dog barks at Jazz, so I move away. The other appears comfortable with the situation, so we meet but avoid meeting head on, always giving the option of flight. After many encounters, Jazz has worked out that dogs are not a threat, so the next suitable dog I meet, I now feel it's time to let her off the lead and have a play. Over the days that follow, Jazz looks to me for reassurance when meeting other dogs. I reassure it's okay. It is at this point I know she trusts my decisions, following me wherever I go. Now Jazz has given up the leadership role, it becomes clear that she can now be relaxed in other dogs' company, giving her the freedom to play. It is a real joy to watch a dog go through the transition from constantly protecting the house from dangers and scared of other dogs to a dog with no responsibilities that can now enjoy life.